Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Aaron with Camping with the Abercrombies. And with the end of our camping season here, it's time to put away our toys. You know, sadly, I hate to do it, but it's time to winterize it, get everything ready for next year. And but before I winterize my trailer, I'm going to have to change out my toilet. We've been having trouble with the valve sticking and the water won't shut off after you flush the toilet. And we did have an accident during one of our last two trips where it pretty much flooded the front section of our trailer so bad that water was running out of the slides. And it was a very sad and upsetting adventure, but we were able to get all the water out, get it dried up, make sure no mold is growing in here, and you know, big thing is just make sure it's all dried out. But anyway, this is going to be a short video. From what I understand, these toilets aren't that hard to change, you know, so I'm going to go ahead and change this, and we'll take it from there and see what happens. And I'm going to bring you guys along with me. All right, here we go. Okay, this is our unboxing. I wasn't going to bore you with me tearing the box open, but this is the new toilet. I'm replacing it with the exact same one, so I won't have any issues with connectivity, mounting, or you know, water line placement or anything like that. And as you can see in our bathroom, this is going to be kind of hard to film this, maybe. But yeah, as you can see down there, there's one of the bolts. Here is the water connection valve right here. This is what supplies water to the toilet. And here is the other bolt, or nut, I'm sorry. Yeah, you just remove these caps here, and the nuts are up under. I can't get it off. I need a screwdriver. But the nuts are up under there, and you just remove those. And that will, once you disconnect the water line and those two nuts, the toilet should lift right off of there. So one of the first steps you want to make sure you do while you're doing this is to make sure your water pump is turned off. You know, you don't want water coming out of there, or, you know, when you remove that. And you also want to flush your toilet to make sure there's no water pressure. None at all. So we're safe there. And what we're going to do is I will, I don't know where I put it, but I will find a towel to put down in the back to catch any water that might leak out when I remove the water line. This is what comes with the toilet. You have a gasket that goes on the bottom of the toilet. It comes with new bolts, new nuts, and new caps. Then, of course, up here, inside here is if I can get a hold of it, this is the installation instruction. But I mean, how hard could it be? You know, so all right, I'm gonna get this plastic off, and I'm gonna start removing the old toilet. By the way, here's the back of it. You know, this has got a single water connection, so it'll be pretty easy to switch it out. You know, I'm wondering if I should have upgraded and gotten, you know, something that's made a little bit different, maybe sit a little bit taller. But we haven't had any issues with that one, other than, you know, every now and then the valve wouldn't close and the pump, you know, if you had it hooked to city water, water was constantly running through. But at least if you had the water pump on, it would let you know that it was losing pressure because the water pump would keep cycling on and off. So with that being said, I'm going to get to it, and the next part I show you will be me removing the nuts on there. All right, hang tight. Okay, here we are. We're about to get started here. First thing I did, like I said, was to get a towel, put down up under here. This is the water inlet here. We've relieved the pressure in the toilet so we don't have too much water left in this line. And first thing you want to do is just start to unscrew this water supply. You might need a pair of pliers or something at the very start But when putting these back on, I'm sure you can't crank them too tight because it's all plastic. And I'm not sure if the camera picked it up, but there was a couple of drops of water that's coming out now. But that's why we have the towel here. Good thing I had that towel. But yeah, the towel, it'll take care of that. It wasn't too bad. But we have the water line off. So now our next step is to start removing the nuts that hold the toilet down. Okay, here is the cap that I was telling you was on here that we have to take off. Here, we got that off. And I'm going to put our wrench on here, and 13mm wrench. By the way, this is a Thetford toilet. And it's, like I said, a direct replacement. So you won't have any connectivity issues with this. Would have been nice if I'd have had a power tool or something, but I don't. All right, there's one. Now let's go over to the other side. Here we are on the other side here, and same process. I don't think you need to have, you know, an abundance of mechanical skills to change this. It's pretty much straightforward. It actually looks like it's easier than changing the one in our home bathroom. I changed that one not too long ago. And once again, it wasn't an impossible task. You just got to pay attention to what you're doing. And make sure you don't have too many leftover parts. And there's our other nut off. So far, so good. Now, with those two nuts being off, there shouldn't be anything holding our toilet to the floor. So, let's change our angle here so you can see me lift this thing off. Okay, another thing that I forgot to mention is it would probably be a good idea before attempting to lift this off to make sure your tools and stuff is out of the way so that nothing will fall down into your black tank when you go to lift this up. So make sure all your nuts and washers and everything is out of the way. And let's see here. Okay, I have a towel standing by that I can set this toilet on, you know, to make sure nothing gets on the floor, and I'll minimize my mess. So let's see what happens. And voila, like I said, the toilet lifts right off. No water leaking or draining down or anything like that. I'm going to grab something and wipe that off to make sure our surface is clean before we install the new toilet. Alright, as you can see, this is the new toilet. I set it down next to the old one, upside down, so you can see where the seal goes. The seal goes on here before you put it on. If I can get this on here with one hand. There we go. Yeah, it only goes on one way, and I looked at the old one before I took it off to make sure it was, you know, right orientation so we don't have any issues. I've already wiped off the mounting plate there. Our trailer's a 2018. As you can see, the bolts are still fairly new, so there's no need to take those out or change them. We'll just have spare bolts if we need them. And I am going to flip this over and bring it in here and get ready for our installation. Okay, here we go. Hopefully I can get this on here without too much trouble. Get it lined up with these two bolts. Keep this as simple as possible. know, it's almost like I know what I'm doing. Okay, now make sure my towel's not under the toilet here, and we will take our bolts and start them back on finger tight. And of course the toilet's not on here tight, so yeah, it's wiggling. But we are going to alternate sides, tightening this to make sure we tighten it down evenly and ensure a good seal on the bottom. So there we go. And we'll start over on this one. And get this on. And tighten this down just a little. Then we'll go over to the other side. Tighten it down just a little. And remember, this is a plastic base, so you don't want to crank on it too tight and crack anything. Alrighty, now that is tight. And of course I will check it, you know, after a couple of uses to make sure none of the that the nuts didn't back off or anything. We'll put our caps back on. And let's see here. Now we will put our, try to get you guys some light so you can see. Put our light here so that I can hook the water supply back up. Now, a lot of people like to use the Teflon tape on here. None came on, so I'm not going to put any back on. But I'm going to start this on here. And of course, I don't think it has to be super tight, but I will tighten it with my hand first and, you know, observe to see if we have any leaks or anything, and then I will retighten it as needed. Alrighty. Alright. So everything's on there. And that, you know, had I not been videoing, this might have taken way less time because it really was not a hard switch. So I'm going to go turn the water on and see what happens. Okay, does anybody see any leaks? And yes, it is leaking. So let's see. We can tighten this a little bit more. Just a little at a time. All right, now no leaks. So, of course, I will be checking this periodically. You know, I mean, we won't be using the trailer anymore this year, but when we do, I'll be sure to remember to check this periodically to make sure there are no leaks down here and that everything is dry. And I might even get another towel and leave it back here just in case. But right now, the toilet is pressurized, and it should be ready for use. All right, everything is hooked up. No water leaks so far. The nuts are tightened down. Everything seems to be in order. And now it is time for our maiden flush. Let's see what happens. Yep, there we go. Looks like we've got it. And I'll reach back and check, and still no water leaking. But yeah, that seems to do it. I'm not sure if you can hear the water pump running or not, but it's basically doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Now the big test won't be until we hook city water up to make sure that it stops when you, right after you flush the toilet. Let's see. Pedal works to, actually looking at this now, it seems like the pedal works better to add water to your toilet bowl. Before it was, you know, it's kind of iffy. There we go. All right, everybody, there you go. Toilet install in our 2018 Keystone Outback. And you know, this was probably something that would have been warranty work. But I'm sure I might have mentioned a while ago, some things, if you can do them, you know, yourself, do it yourself. Because, you know, sometimes taking time out of your day to come to storage, we don't get to keep our trailer at home. We have to keep it in storage. So to come get your trailer out of storage, find someone that can, you know, do the warranty work, and you know, you drop it off, and then they've got to get approval to get it done, and you're using your gas to take it up there. None of the RV places are right around the corner. You're driving at least 15, 20 miles to, you know, from our house just to get to one. Then, of course, I got to wait for them to fix it and go back and get it. And if you do it, you know, if you try to get it done during camping season, you've missed a lot of your camping trips. So, as you saw, you know, that might have taken me 10 minutes had someone else been holding the camera for me. But it was an easy fix, an easy change. I'm sure my wife will be happy. Hopefully we won't have any more problems. We'll observe it, you know, our first couple camping trips, and keep an eye on it, make sure nothing's leaking. And that's it. You know, if this video was helpful, you know, please like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. You know, unfortunately, since our camping season's over, I won't be doing too many more camping videos, but I will probably find something to, you know, some kind of content to supply my watchers, my viewers, you know, to let them know that I'm still here and with them and, you know, doing our thing. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.